YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe while you're there. Helps me feed my kids. I do appreciate it. It's free to do. Hit like, hit subscribe. There's a lot to cover today. Donald Trump is going to be, I don't know, what's the bigger story? That he's going to be having a phone call with Vladimir Putin today, or that we're going to get 80,000 JFK documents today? Which one's the bigger news to you? I mean, I guess it depends on what happens in the Putin phone call, right? Like, if nothing happens and it's a nothing burger and they just exchange pleasantries, well, then, meh. And I guess it depends on what's in the JFK documents. If it's 80,000 pages of meh, then I guess both could be a letdown. I think it's fair to say both things could be a letdown, right? Yeah. Yikes. Hopefully, though, the weaponized autist community is geared up and ready with coffee and Adderall today, because those 80,000 documents are going to need those individuals pouring through them, as they often do when things get released to the internet. And to that, I wish our weaponized autism community a big salute, a good luck. We're rooting for you, because Lord knows I don't have the bandwidth to dig through 80,000 documents. I got 2 full-time jobs and 4 kids and a wife and 2 dogs, so I'm really counting on you guys in the weaponized autism community. Please do your thing when those documents get released. We'll update you on what we learned when those documents are released. Currently, the big story across all the major media, mainstream media platforms, is the deportation flights. I know. How could Donald Trump do it? Why does he keep getting away with this? He's allowed to send murderers and gangbangers and rapists and child rapists to a maximum security prison in El Salvador? What? We can't keep letting him get away with this. National Security Mike Waltz was on with Laura Ingraham last night, and he was talking about just the types of individuals that were on those flights.
Well, number one, our sovereignty and the safety of our citizens is a core national security issue. Number two, this organization, Tren de Agua, has been declared lawfully a foreign terrorist organization from a legal standpoint. And then number three, Laura, I could tell you the average American, the people out there just trying to keep their families safe, when you talk about hundreds of members, tattooed, violent gang members being deported, they're saying, thank you, President Trump. Local law enforcement is saying, thank you, President Trump. Our sheriffs are saying, thank you. At the end of the day, these gang members are an arm of a foreign terrorist organization. Yep. They are no different than ISIS in the way that they rape, torture, kill, maim their victims. They're no different. And we've categorically said that they're no different. They're lucky, frankly, that they got a deportation flight.
Honestly, I honestly think you could make the argument that these violent gang members that are trafficking narcotics into our country, deadly fentanyl that's killing Americans, that are trafficking children into our country for sex trafficking, that are trafficking women into this country for sex trafficking, I think that you could honestly make the argument that they're worse than ISIS when it comes to the impacts on America. Am I wrong in thinking that? I mean, I don't know how many ISIS dealers or how many ISIS members are dealing fentanyl on the street that are killing hundreds of thousands of Americans every year. Do you? Is it just me? How many ISIS members are trafficking children into our country? I'd be willing to bet that the numbers are larger with Tren de Aragua. Also, this is a side note, but it's Tren de Aragua, right? Because it's just everybody says it differently. For what is the biggest news story, and it's been the biggest news story for a long time. You hear even National Security Advisor Mike Waltz there, Tren de Agua, or Tren de Agua, or Tren de Agua, or it's everybody says it differently. It's Tren de Aragua, right? Like I'm pretty sure that it's Tren de Aragua. Am I wrong in thinking that? I think
say it with confidence.
It's Tren de Aragua.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. Well, the left is big mad, and the White House understands that. And so they decided to bestow upon the radical left what could be one of the most epic social media trolls of all time. I don't. Just before Mason freaks out, I want to let him know that this is fair use. Okay, we can't be shut down for this because they used a copyrighted song. Did you see what they did?
No, I didn't.
So they took the video that Nayib Bukele, president of El Salvador, posted.
Yeah.
Where they're getting these gang members onto planes and they're sending them to prison. They took a clip of that video and they added a song. It's got a border patrol truck. It says, I know who would want to take me home.
The border patrol with them in the staircase, blurry in the background.
Gosh, dude,
that's pretty good,
dude. And the best part is that do you know the band that sings that song? Can you name it off the top of your head? No, don't Google it. Don't Google it. Don't look at the text line. Don't look at the YouTube chat.
I can't.
3 Doors Down?
No. See, it just, this is making my point. It's an irrelevant band with an irrelevant song. Okay? and they should be thanking the White House for bringing them back to relevancy, okay? And I just want to get that out of the way. But they're not thanking the White House for bringing them back to relevancy. No, they're wagging the finger. Oh no. I posted this on my X account at Chris Hand on Air, and I said I quote tweeted their post. I said the click through is worth it for the comments. So they posted this thing. It said, "We did not authorize or condone the White House's use of our song Closing Time in any way. And no, they didn't ask. The song is about joy and possibilities and hope, and they've missed the point entirely." Oh, so sad. Fun fact, they actually sold the rights to the song, so they don't own it anyway. So deal with it. Let the butt hurt flow through you. But what happened after they posted that on X was there was a flood of comments, an absolute monsoon that could tip a boat. Dan, if you're listening, that was for you. How could anyone not feel joy when deporting gang members? Pretty anti-American, if you ask me. That was from Nick Sorter. Mostly peaceful memes posted, "I feel very joyful and hopeful at the possibilities of a country without foreign gangs." McGill's posted, "You can sue under the Ligma doctrine." "I'm joyful that illegal alien criminals no longer can harm Americans. Cope and seethe. Deporting violent illegals gives hope to America." So as you can see, and if you're watching on Super Talk TV, you're seeing the flood of replies. And they ended up locking their comments. Because the truth, my friends, it hurts. It's like salt in a wound. You just can't get out of there, and it's burning. And they couldn't handle the truth. But one of the points that was made a couple times, and again, if you're watching on YouTube TV, you'll see these two beautiful girls, Jocelyn Nungary and Laken Riley, two girls who are no longer with us. And this comment said, "I'm joyful about the possibilities of the types of people who raped and murdered Jocelyn Nungary and Laken Riley being removed from the country." Exactly. We can joke and we can kid, but we were losing real Americans because of these types of people. Good, honest Americans who had hopes and dreams and a future in front of them. And they weren't in a bad neighborhood in the dead of night. Laken Riley was jogging around her college campus in the morning. Like, these are situations that no American should be fearful of. And the radical left is actually arguing against sending these vicious animals to prison in El Salvador. Listen, you talk about the left losing 80-20 issues. This is a 95-5. This is a 97-3 issue. And it's ridiculous. And the media trying to make this, what about their constitutional rights? What about the dead Americans? What about Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungary and, Rachel Marin? I got to meet Rachel Marin's mom, Patty, and this was back in December, and I gave her the biggest hug and talked to her for a moment, and it's heartbreaking what these parents and these family members are going through, and then when somebody decides to take some action, when somebody decides to do the right thing. Now, they need to listen to the left say that you can't do that. You need to let these rapists and murderers stay in our country. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. My heart goes out to the family members who are having to deal with watching these idiots on TV stand up for gang members and drug dealers and human traffickers and rapists and murderers. They shouldn't have to deal with that. They shouldn't have had to deal with their loss in the first place. But here we are. And we're only here because of 4 years of Joe Biden, the Democrat regime, ruining this country, ruining the security of the southern border, and it pisses me off a bit. Oh, well, how do we even know that they were Tren de Aragua members? Oh, geez, I don't know. Did the face tats give it away? Actually, the White House says law enforcement confirmed the TDA identities. Carolyn Levitt was asked about this yesterday at the White House press briefing, and she said, it was the intelligence that we had on the ground that confirmed that these were gang members.
Other than, say, tattoos or maybe being in the wrong place at the wrong time, are they using to determine that someone is actually a member of one of these organizations?
Being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. Hey, spoiler alert, the wrong place is America because you're an illegal alien. The wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, I think that's an understatement, to say the least.
Intelligence and the men and women on the ground in the interior of our country who are finally being allowed to do their jobs. Their hands were tied under the previous administration. And as I said, they take their jobs very seriously. They should be trusted and respected by the American public with this operation. And of course, as I said to Kelly, the administration will provide all details to the questions that the court poses.
Good. Yet the left will still try to make this a much bigger issue than it needs to be. What the mainstream media should be doing is celebrating Trump and his administration for this plan and execution of said plan because they just made America safer. And, my friends, they also sent a warning to any illegal, violent gang member who's thinking about coming into this country that you will be deported, and not just back to your home country. Potentially, you'll be deported to Sekot, which is one of the most secure prisons in the world, a place that you will never escape from. That message has been delivered loud and clear by the Trump administration. But it's a bad thing. This is wrong. Where was this energy when Jocelyn Nungaray was raped and murdered, a 12-year-old girl? Where was this energy when Laken Riley was raped and murdered? You didn't have anything to say then, did you? No, nothing at all.